The crossing of the Red Sea freedom had finally come. After generations of slavery, the people of Israel walked out of Egypt beneath an open sky. Their chains were gone, their burdens lifted. Ahead of them stretched the wilderness, unknown and uncertain, but behind them lay a life they would never return to. Or so they thought. Not long after their departure, Pharaoh's heart changed once again. The loss of his Laboris burned within him like a wound. Enraged, he summoned his armies, horses, chariots, and trained soldiers, and pursued the people he once ruled. The sound of thunder soon followed. As the Israelites camped near the edge of the Red Sea, fear spread through the camp. Before them stood endless water. Behind them, dust rose as the Egyptian army drew near. They were trapped, no road forward, no escape behind. Panic filled the air. The people cried out to Moses in desperation. "Was it because there were no graves in Egypt that you brought us here to die? We told you, leave us alone. It would have been better to serve Egypt than to die in the wilderness." Moses stood firm amid their fear. He lifted his voice and said, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance of the Lord. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you." That night, God moved. The pillar of cloud that had guided Israel shifted behind them, standing between the people and the Egyptian army. Darkness fell on one side, but light shone on the other. The enemy could not advance. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, "Stretch out your hand over the sea." Moses obeyed. As he raised his staff, a mighty wind began to blow. Hour after hour through the night, the wind roared across the waters. The sea trembled. Slowly, impossibly, the waters began to part. By morning, the Red Sea had split in two. Towering walls of water stood on either side, and between them lay dry ground. What had been an impossible barrier became a pathway of deliverance. God had made a way. Moses called to the people, and one by one, families stepped forward. Children clung to their parents. Elders leaned on their staffs. With awe and trembling, the Israelites walked through the sea on dry ground, the waters standing like walls beside them. They crossed not by strength, not by strategy, but by faith. Seeing this, the Egyptian army rushed in after them. Chariots thundered across the seabed, wheels spinning, horses charging forward. But confusion spread among their ranks. Wheels twisted. Progress slowed. Fear replaced confidence. Too late, they realized the truth. At God's command, Moses stretched out his hand once more. The waters returned. The walls of the sea collapsed with overwhelming force, swallowing chariots, horses, and soldiers. The army that had terrified Israel for generations was gone in a single moment. Silence followed. When the sun rose, the Israelites stood safely on the far shore. Before them lay freedom. Behind them, the sea was calm once more. The Lord had fought for his people. Overwhelmed with gratitude and awe, Israel erupted in praise. Songs rose into the morning air, songs of victory, of deliverance, of a God who saves. They would face trials ahead, but they would never forget this day. The day the sea opened. The day fear was defeated. The day God made a way where there was none. Artist palette Pharaoh ordering his chariot army to pursue, anger and power, dramatic shadows Israelites trapped between the Red Sea and approaching Egyptian army, tension-filled scene. Moses raising his staff before the sea as a powerful wind begins to blow the Red Sea parting into towering walls of water. Dry ground revealed families walking through the sea, walls of water on both sides, divine light above Egyptian chariots entering the sea, chaos and fear beginning the sea crashing down over chariots, overwhelming power. Israel standing safely on the far shore, watching the calm sea celebration and praise. Moses and Miriam leading the people in song television. The Red Sea stood before them. Pharaoh's army thundered behind them. There was nowhere to run, until God made a way. In this powerful chapter of the Exodus series, witness the moment Israel passes from fear into freedom. As the waters part and the impossible becomes possible, God reveals himself as a deliverer who fights for his people. Fire a story of faith over fear, fire a miracle that shaped a nation, fire a reminder that no obstacle is too great for God. Join us as the journey from slavery to freedom continues. The God who parted the sea is the same God who still makes a way today. If this story strengthened your faith, continue with us as Israel journeys through the wilderness, learning trust, obedience, and hope. Subscribe, support the channel, and walk with us through these timeless stories of deliverance.